Max Ignatiev.
Wow.
How's everyone doing? It's a pretty good turnout. I think it's all because of the name, which we really thought long and hard. What we want to name this thing, and really what we want to do this afternoon on the second day of RDC is have fun and show you how to use AI. I'm Karun Channa. I'm a product manager on the AI team.
And I'm Max Ignatiev. I'm an engineering lead on the studio team.
All right, before we have fun, we have 5 slides of corporate talk, so bear with us. And then we're going to jump straight into a live demo. We'll leave some time for Q&A in the end. But let's get started with 2 core pillars that are important to us and why we're all in this room. Is the ability to build amazing experiences. That's what all of you all in the room do. And to get them in the hands of 100 million plus DAUs across the globe, right? And for a very, very long time, since the dawn of time, Roblox has provided a bunch of building blocks and tools to be able to make fantastic content. We provide systems that enable physics, avatar systems, terrain systems, scripting systems, everything in Studio. There's not enough real estate on the slide to actually enumerate all of them, but we do provide a lot of tools to make building games easy. And on the play side, there's a lot of things that come out of the box. You can, at a click of a button, enable voice chat. Translation is enabled by default, so people across the globe can understand each other, and you don't have to worry about geographic. A player in Japan is going to play in Japan. You don't have to think about that aspect of play. And we view AI as nothing but an extension of those building blocks. We hope that it'll be a power-up for y'all. It's kind of like the magic mushroom that Mario has to become Super Mario. So we're hoping that that's how AI goes, but it's really an extension of our building blocks. And over the last, I want to say 2 years, we've obviously shipped a lot of AI features in Studio to make iteration and content creation and enhancing the abilities of you creators in this room easier with AI, right? We shipped 3D generation, which hopefully allows you to rapidly iterate prototype, concept, 3D art. We have avatar auto setup, which we know saves hours of time to set up avatars. And most recently, we launched the Model Context Protocol, or MCP, which allows you to use your favorite AI tool within Assistant. Right? So that's what we've been doing on the build side to make you all move faster. And on the play side, I think that's where we had a bunch of launches this year, right? We've seen text generation in experience. We've seen text-to-speech in experience. Soon, we're going to launch speech-to-text. This is going to give a personality to the NPCs that you want to build in the game. 3D generations to decorate experiences, and we're going to launch 4D generation and a lot more. So that's how we view AI. And Max?
Yeah, a little bit of numbers. We have hundreds of thousands requests sent to Assistant every day in Studio, and more than 30,000 users coming up with those requests. Next slide, please.
Oops, sorry.
And millions of the scripts are generated by assistants per month. Millions of the code runner actions are performed, more than 1 million of the actions performed. And the most exciting figure for me here is that more than 100,000 avatars are being set up in Studio monthly, which you can multiply this number by, I don't know, like 4 or 8 hours of the technical work that creators need to do to set up a character on Roblox, and this is the amount of the time saved. On the play side, so we have millions 3D generations, more than 1 million 3D generations since we launched this in March, and we have hundreds of millions of the text-to-speech interactions, as well as text generated through our text generation service. All right. Now we are done with the numbers and the intro. We can get to actually building the games. So let me walk you through what we're about to build here today.
Can we switch to the laptop, please?
All right. So this will be a live demo, so bear with us, please. We're building a game about a little frog who lives on the swampy island and dreams about living in a city. So this is our gray box place that we came up with in advance. It has some terrain, it has some pond in the middle, and it has some gray boxes that are actually brown boxes. The gameplay, the core game loop, will be around fishing, and that's how the fishing mechanic that we prescripted looks like. So I can get a fishing rod, I can start fishing, and I can pull out some fishes.
That doesn't look like fish, Max.
Yeah, it's like a developer version of the fish, so this is just a sphere made of bricks. So, but that's where we got so far.
So just to be clear, this is the full game loop is functional right now without...
Yeah. So we have a counter of the fishes that I caught.
Okay.
We can pull out fishes from the lake. We can display those fishes, and that will be the actionable part of the game. But on the larger side, we want it to be a quest, right? So we want to help our little frog to finally leave the island and try their best living in the city. So maybe we will need some NPC character that will help us with that. Maybe this NPC character will send us on a mission they probably want some fish. We're going to catch some fish for this NPC character, get back to them, and they will help us somehow get out from this swampy island. How about that?
That sounds like a great plan. Yeah.
Amazing. So let's start setting up our NPC.
Want to go get out of play mode? Don't.
Oh, yeah.
It's a live demo, Max.
Thank you. So let's start setting up our NPC. We're going to use several technologies here. So you saw them already during the keynotes. There's various keynotes in the various contexts, but we're going to go a little bit deeper on them. We will focus on the text generation and text-to-speech today. We demoed earlier speech-to-text, but we opted out to just text interactions because it is ridiculously difficult to demo this live during the development. So we're going to type in our requests. So let's start with, so we did a little bit of the plumbing code before the demo, but let me get to it. So our NPC handler is based on the interaction with the text generation service. And in order to start setting up our character, we need to describe what kind of character it is. So for those of you who didn't interact with the large language models before, so it's all about providing necessary human-readable context. Most of the tricky part is roughly here. So we say that our character, first of all, is a mysterious frog witch, and then we start to expand on what exactly their personality is and how exactly they will interact with the player. And what we do at the end, we take this description of the character you see on the screen, and we put...
Where in that prompt do we see, like, I want to go and ask something about RDC, I want to go and ask something about what my quest is, like, how does this sort of work with that question?
So, I'll get to this in a second, right? So, we have another extension. So this is a piece of text that we will send to the LLM, and we add few more pieces. One of them will be the technical information, how we expect our LLM to respond to us. The interesting part is here. So we want the LLM to respond to us in JSON format so we can parse it in our script. And then in our script, we have several more pieces of text that will be mapped at the end of the day to these actions. So we have 3 actions. We have small talk. We have another action, claim finish quest, is that when the player is coming back to the NPC and claiming they caught all the fishes they were supposed to be catching, and get the quest. This is when the LLM will realize that it's time to send users to the quest. We're going to give them the fishing rod and send them to their journey. Hope that explains the overall system around that. And then we're going to configure the voice of the witch. And we can choose one of the 10 voices. We can choose the pitch of the voice. We can choose the volume. And we can choose how fast the character speaks. And as you probably saw this in the keynotes, this voice is fully compatible with Roblox Audio API. So you can send it through the effects. And you can do all kinds of cool stuff with it after all. Yeah, so that would be our setup of our character. And I think I'm done.
I don't think that looks like a frog witch, though.
You're right.
I feel like we should change that character.
Let's make it a frog witch. Luckily,
Super lucky.
I happen to have a nice mesh of a frog with another mesh of a hat. And I'll use auto setup feature, which is AI, very much AI feature available in Roblox Studio and as an engine API, to turn these two static meshes into fully functional Roblox avatar and accessory that will be reusable with other characters as well. This is a lengthy process. It takes about a minute and a half, 2 minutes. So I'll kick it off. And in the meanwhile, Karun, do you think you can do something about our gray box experience?
So yeah, I think now that we have the NPC character set up, we want to start looking at the world again and seeing if there's something more aesthetically pleasing for this environment. And what I'm going to do is maybe I'll go to my trusty assistant right here. Let me minimize this a little bit. And I'm going to use our Cube 3D model to generate an old, rustic, wooden cabin with metal roofing. And I'm going to select this box over here, this gray box. And as I submit this, it has an option in Studio which says, do you want to use the selected bounding box? So it kind of makes sure that we adhere to that aspect ratio. We've already seen the layout, right? So I'm going to say yes to that. That's why I selected it. And hit generate over there. Now, while that's generating, again, because this is a live demo, we pre-generated some content. And what we ended up doing is we created this asset garage of various objects that we're going to start populating the whole world with, which we'll get to in a minute. But it's nice to zoom into some of these. We had one of our artists on the team come up with a theme of prompts that would make sense in a swamp and like have the same color and style and aesthetic that we'd want over there. So you can see this canoe would be something that would go on the lake. Learn how to use this better. We have some treasure chests. Of course, crates. Crates is a good thing for a 3D model to be able to generate so that you don't have to spend time on that and you can spend on hero assets. We have a hammock, which would be cool for a frog to hang out on. And then we even have, let me hit publish on this. We even have a bunch of these lily pads and flowers that we might want to sprinkle around to decorate the environment. All right, I'm waiting for this thing to publish, and we'll start decorating with one thing. I'll go back to this place. So I'm going to hit add to place. Hopefully that works.
Yay.
Boom. And that's that a house. I mean, feels a little out of place for a swamp, a metal roof, but it filled it in right there, and it happened live in front of you all. So I think that's the start of decorating our place. Should we maybe go in and I saw that UI earlier of Fish's Cart. Should we try and update that? That UI is a little not great.
Totally, let's do that. Luckily, our UI designer just sent me this beautiful mock-up of our production-grade fish counter. So it's in Figma right now, and I would like to see what Assistant can do for us and how we can bring it into the Roblox Studio. So Assistant, MCP is soon coming to Assistant, and MCP is the technology that lets other tools to talk to Studio back and forth. They can have a dialogue. So what I'm going to say, implement the GUI I have selected in Figma. And now what will happen, Studio will start talking to the Figma, and they will figure out together, they will figure out how to properly implement this UI. So this process takes about 2 minutes, and for the sake of our time, to save our time here, because I did this before already and I know what's going to happen, I'm going to show you what will be the result, and we can all consider how good it is. So this is Roblox Studio. This is Figma. Roblox Studio, Figma. Close enough, right? And by the way, while we were doing this, our beautiful frog, which has finished setting up after setting up. So yeah, now I can animate it, and we just made a magical move and turned the static mesh into fully functional Roblox character. I think we're ready for a
I think there's
playtest.
one last thing, which I think that fish looked like a brick, and I don't think anyone wants to fish for bricks.
OK.
So can we do something about making that a little bit more dynamic, maybe 3D generated in real time, or something would be more interesting over there.
OK, that makes sense. Let's see what we can do. All right. So this is not this. This. No, not this. This. So this is a small script that we have here that generates dynamic prompts that we will send to Cube3D to personalize and adapt to the gameplay AI-generated content that will be visible to the players during the playtime. So I have a service. I'm talking to a web service that returns a color of the second to me. But imagine this could be game state. It could be the health of the player. It could be experience of the player. It could be the team of the player that is mixed up into this query, into this prompt. And so the objects that players will interact with will be so dynamic and immersive that it will be absolutely amazing. So, are we ready?
I think so. I think it's time to maybe start flipping over to the final product.
Please.
All right. I don't know if that was fun so far, but hopefully the next part is going to be fun. If that wasn't, let's jump into, if I can figure this out,
no?
Our game. So let's take a look at the environment. So we started populating it. I guess we used a little bit of a different prompt when we decorated the first time. But a lot of this is generated by our Cube3D foundation model, including the bucket over here, the fence. We'll walk around a little bit. And this house over here, the canoe. You can see that the water has all of those lily pads that we showed earlier. And it all sort of makes sense together. Like it all feels connected. And we had one of our artists kind of make sure that it does look actually interesting.
Yeah.
Quick
question. Is it just the Cube-produced content we see here?
No, actually. So the terrain is not Cube-produced. The particle effects are not Cube-produced. And I think that's it. I think most of the other houses and stuff like that was all generated by the Cube. And we have a floating house here, which is also fun. And then somehow inside, and somehow the Cube was able to create this like hollow house, and we were able to decorate a lot of this stuff with 3D generated models as well. OK, so that's the environment. That's what we started setting up the decorations with. Let's now start talking to our Frog Witch. When we're using text. Hi, how are you doing? Let's see if that works. Live demos.
I'm brewing a potion. How about you? The swamp's treating me well. Just a pinch of magic in the air.
There is some magic in the air. That's right. How is RDC treating you? Yelling at it. See if it responds. See if it knows RDC.
I think you meant the swamp, not Reedkey.
That's right.
It's treating me well, as always.
It has the right
Fireflies
context.
are adding a sparkle to my day.
All right. How do I escape this? Oops, I should stop yelling at it. How do I escape this swamp? So this was one of the commands and you see the fishing rod populated at the back. So this is beginning. The LLM kind of classified it correctly, gave me the right object, and it's going to say something. Oh, you won't be escaping so easily. It sounds like a threat. Maybe that's why they didn't speak it out loud. And I'm going to use my trusty fishing rod to go and attempt to catch some fish. And look at that beautiful UI on the bottom right. My God.
Look at the fish counter.
That's the fish counter.
It's so amazing.
All right, I caught one fish. And you see, it's no more bricks. Live generated. We could have done something else. I think we just picked to change the color randomly. So that's a pink fish. Let's catch a few more. There you go, one more. It's a blue fish. It's all dynamically generated when the server started. And again, we could connect this to any theme of the month or something like that, right? And there you go. I have 3 fish now. And I'm going to go back to the witch and give up those 3 fish. I have the fish. All right. So now, this was the secret magic wish that we didn't really talk about earlier.
Excellent. I can see the glint of gold in the ripples. Now, let me just cast a spell to make your special prize. Wave stuff, coding incantation, simulation spell, and a dash of Roblox magic. It'll take just a few seconds.
All right, perfect.
Yes, your reward is on its way.
Okay. Calm down. Thank you. Now I'm trying to escape this swamp, right? And I live in a swamp. I feel like the thing that I want to go from a swamp to something magical, so I'm going to do a flying unicorn to escape this island. And there's the magic spell, which is going to create that thing. So we're going to see what happens when this shows up. But there was something after yesterday's keynote where I was asked out at the booths, and I want to make sure that everyone understands this. I was like, were these assets pre-created? Like, did you just have them there or something like that? So what I want to do now is I want to get some audience prompts in. What are the 4D objects that you all want to create? Anyone?
A broom for the witch.
Sorry?
A broom for the witch.
A flying broom. A flying broom. So the thing we can do is, oops, the hack. There you go. A flying broom. Cannot create sneezes. Sorry, but anything else? One more. Sorry? Do you want it to fly or drive? Okay, say so. Oops. A polka dot vacuum cleaner. We do drivable. All right. And there you have it. Look at that magic. Now, what is all this magic over here? This magic is the 4D magic that we showed yesterday on the keynote stage. And to explain this a little bit, what the 4D object is I have these couple of pre-created cards as we wait for the thing to get together. It is the ability to generate multi-part meshes, so segmented meshes, the ability to rig them and override them if you please, and the ability to add behavior and override that even if you please. You saw that in the jailbreak video yesterday already. But you can see with this car, you can see the wheels sort of moving left and right. And that's because we have multiple parts to this, and you can animate them separately and treat them separately. Of course, we need nitro in a swamp. We got nitro in the swamp. And yeah, and this is one car. And then we have another one on the other side, which is tractor, which again matches the aesthetic of the swamp environment. So let's just quickly look at that. And you can see the wheels are different on this one, right? So you can see that the front two wheels are slightly different, and they have bigger wheels at the back, and I can hide or see, and you can see the seat placement's a little off, right? We're going to work on it, but you essentially get the same functionality out of the box with these 4D APIs. So,
but Karun, getting back to the question, is it that we just have a lot of tiny objects that we just mixing and matching together based on the request? And turning them into 4D objects, or this is something that is generated on the fly?
No, it's fully generated in real time. All right, wait a minute, I'm finding the object. It's fully generated in real time. All the meshes are generated in real time. The functionality is generated in real time. And this broom, it took me a minute to find it, but let's see. Oh, I'm sitting, there you go. Kind of stabbed me a little bit, but let's go back to my flying unicorn. Let's, how do I get out of this thing? There you go. Look at that majestic unicorn, real time. And let's look at that polka dot vacuum cleaner. Not bad, I think. You guys decide. It's not terrible.
I like the engine sound.
Okay, it's stuck in the swamp sand. Sorry. But anyway, let's go back to the game loop. We're running out of time. We just kind of spent a little bit too much time on this. Let's just get up on the unicorn and fly away and escape into the sunset. And that's all. Go back to the slides.
All right. I hope this was fun, but let's see how actual developers, game developers, are utilizing AI technology in their games today, or their prospect features in their games.
Hey everyone, we're the team behind Bayside High School, an immersive high school roleplay experience. Today, we're going to be demoing the Cube 3D model to take creativity in Bayside to the next level. At Bayside, players head to class, hang out with their friends, and play out their own adventures. Every player shapes the experience by jumping into different roles and making the world feel alive. Self-expression drives the experience, with endless avatar customization and tons of interactive things to do, from attending class to joining clubs. Players can choose to be whoever they want. In this demo, we will be building a Haunted Mansion set to showcase how Cube 3D will be integrated into our theater class. Players can work together to design sets, create props, and bring entire scenes to life, with each student adding their own ideas and creativity. This collaboration enhances roleplay in exciting new ways, making every session unique where the players themselves become the stage designers. We're excited to share this demo as a preview of what's ahead, and we'll continue to bring even more AI-powered creativity into Bayside High School. Thanks for watching.
Awesome. Yeah.
Can we play the next one?
I think we have Paradise next, and I do think they're in the audience. So
Hello everyone, it's
sorry,
Awoken
next one.
from the Do Big Studios team, and we are honored to showcase the Cube 3D foundation model for generative AI in Bladeball. This cool piece of tech allows users to generate 3D models from text input in our game. So we set up a blacksmith in the lobby, and for this demo, we're going to ask him to create us a metallic longsword. Behind the scenes, this generative AI will be creating both the model for the sword as well as the texture. While in this demo, I only entered a simple prompt, we've also experimented with more creative inputs, and on screen now are some of those really unique weapon designs. This AI can be implemented directly as a feature in the game, giving Bladeball players the ability to design swords however they want. From shape, to color, to material, the possibilities really are endless. And secondly, this technology can be integrated as part of our development workflow, where a sword that once took hours can now be generated in a single minute. This is going to save us a lot of time and allow us to produce even more content on a weekly basis. Now that my sword is finished generating, we are able to further modify the sword in 3 different ways: positioning, scale, and rotation. This way, users can make their swords bigger, smaller, and put it wherever they want on their character. Once I get the sword exactly where I want it, all I have to do is hit confirm, and I'm able to use this weapon just like anything else in the game. Here I did a little bit of target practice, but you are also able to compete against others in real matches. If you are interested in trying out some of this tech for yourself, then we have a demo place set up where you are able to play against friends or bots using your own custom sword. Thank you all for watching this demo, and have a great day.
And we have one more video.
I think they're.
Hey guys, this is Francis, and on my background you can see the game Paradise RP, which is a roleplay game. And with roleplay games, you obviously have 2 very important features. So 1, customizing your avatar with different options. 2, having a diverse list of items to enhance your storytelling. And this is where our new feature, the Wishing Fountain, comes at play. This is a feature that uses the Mesh Generation API, and it has 4 categories. So 1 is the items, which is the equivalent to this. And then you have 3 different avatar customizing options, like the hat, the back accessories, and the front accessories. So I'll go with the item for the quick showcase. Let's do a cute rainbow teddy bear. And as we wait for this to load, I want to mention we intend to expand this to vehicles and other avatar customizing options. I think this API provides a lot of value in what comes to opening infinite doors for users to be creative on enhancing their roleplay and storytelling. So very excited to show this today at RDC. This is not live in the game as of now, but it will be very soon, I'm hopeful. And yeah, also very excited to see what everyone comes up with in their creations. This usually takes a few seconds to generate, so should be any moment now. And there we go. Rainbow teddy bear. Now I can equip it, unequip it, use it as I wish. And that's pretty much it. Stay tuned for more updates. Thank you.
So, a few words about what's coming next. So today we saw a lot of 3D object generation, and it's available today both in Studio and as an engine API. So we are releasing more controls, adding more controls. For example, you can set up the bounding box and use that, which is super efficient for finalizing the gray box scenes or like providing specific boundaries for the objects. For the object API, assistant MCP, speech to text, expansion of the text generation to the younger ages, and in-experience auto setup of avatars with clothing and accessories are coming very, very soon. Please stay tuned. And that would be it on our side. Please stop by Studio booth and in-experience 3D generation booth. Studio booth has stickers.
And you
thank
can
you.
generate live object at the 3D booth.
Yeah.
Not competition though, but. And we have a few more minutes for, we'd love to take a few questions if you have any.
Yes, please.
Yeah, I can hear you. It's all good.
Okay, great, thank you. My name is Andy Baum. I'm a developer. Thank you so much just for bringing us these amazing tools. Super excited about all of it. I have two quick questions about the user-generated AI assets within a game. The first is, I mean, yesterday showed the magic carpet. Today we have the unicorn and the broom. How does a developer control these assets not being OP, overpowering? Like, what's the game balance with the gameplay to keep everything in sync? And then question two is, as we know both yesterday and today, saw that user-generated visual assets take a little bit of time.
Yeah.
And as we know, players and users on almost any platform don't have long attention spans. What's the, hopefully they're creating their own thing and they'll wait a little longer for that, but what are your thoughts on the
Yeah. So early days for both of these things, right? The first question is of how we keep the aesthetic. How do you make sure that developers have all the control? The intention of all these tools, by the way, is you have all of the control, while there's some creativity that your players can infuse into your experience. Like the broom, I mean, I wouldn't have thought of that in a million years. All right, we got that right now. So we are going to be slowly building up tools where you have more and more controls. But you already saw some of that yesterday in the demo, in the keynote, where you could use an LLM to put guardrails around the kinds of objects you might want to generate. Like you could check that is this a spooky, swampy object, just like very fundamentally today. And then slowly we will give you more and more ability to gather context of what's going on in a game. Like if you suddenly became apocalyptic, this model should know, and we'll have those kinds of tools available for you. So that's what we mean by more developer controls. And our intention is to 100% march towards a world where you have that control, like creativity for the players with your guardrails is what we want to march towards. Performance, AI is new. 3D AI is especially new. So we're obviously going to be working really hard. Performance is always a priority for Roblox, as you're probably well aware. So since this is our first shot at this, I think we have a stream of work which is going to try and bring this down. I think when we get to it is TBD for now. We're trying to get a lot of functionality out, which makes sense, which matches the game aesthetic. And then in parallel, we'll work on performance. But there's no short answer for your performance question right now.
But quick, tactical thing that we used in this game, for example, we were pre-generating the fishes on up front. I mean, when the game starts, so while we were talking to the NPC, right? So we were spending this time to generate the fishes, and right now, right, because of the asynchronous nature of the AI generation, there should be some gameplay, some UX affordances around that. So it could be even mini games instead of the particle effects that we had, right? So it could be something that is engaging. That would be like immediate recommendation. Thank you for your question.
This is, if you pass in reference assets, does it influence?
Yeah. So this is a part of our control over generation results that Karun just spoke about. So we didn't show it in today's demo, but we already have first steps into this in Studio, where the texture generator accepts style references images, so that you can, for example, you can generate textures for your whole, for example, level ups in your game because it's Halloween now, and they're all will be Halloween themed. But we're going to do more and more in the future, and also we're planning to give developers more control and intercept certain steps of the generation and intervene and add their own input to them. So it's not going to be, it's going to be less and less one-shot functionality.
We have time for one more. I think somebody's at the mic, so we should honor the mic. Yes. Wow, that's so much nicer. Thank you.
Okay, yeah, great. My question is these assets that are being generated, where are they going? When my player comes back tomorrow, do they still have that item?
Yeah, so right now it is not persisted. I think that's a thing that we're working through right now. So I don't have an answer for you on the stage, but we can probably discuss for the rest of the day on how we should be implementing that at the booth right after this. But for now, they're not persisted anywhere. I think that's all we have. We'd love for you all to swing by our booths and do more of these generations. Thank you all.
Thank you.